What's up, guys? Weather Wednesday coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today I have changed my mind just a little bit regarding what I plan on doing for the current events and tournaments going on. Now, we're right in the middle of the fusion for the Incarnate, and things are going pretty well. I've got, let's see, how many fragments do I have? I have 175. And today they started a summon rush. We'll take a look at that real quick. And as you can see, I've got 20 points earned so far just from some mystery shards. But I plan on getting at least these 25 fragments, depending on how my summoning goes tomorrow. Not pulling today, I'm pulling tomorrow, seeing if I can get a dupe Armons. Then I will possibly, it depends on how that summoning goes. If I get an early legendary, I might stop at 2850. If I need to keep going, I might go ahead and get all 50, but there's a reason why I am going for this summon rush, and that is because it frees me up from doing this Dungeon Divers event. Because if you look at the Dungeon Divers event, the rewards are pretty mediocre if you ask me. As I said in yesterday's video, I am putting my main focus on getting primal shards because I want to get a mythical champion. Now, as you can see, there are prism crystals available and there are champion fragments available, but I want to skip this in favor of going a different direction. So let's take a look at our tournaments. Now, as you can see, I've already got 8,100 points toward the 9,500 points necessary for the champ training tournament, and I still have a day and a half left to do that. Now, my plan is, and it has been since the beginning, to not get the champ training done through campaign, but rather most of it is done through the tavern. I've been saving up my brews for this time of the month. I save it for fusion champ training tournaments, and I try as much as possible to avoid the champ training tournaments and events that are not during the fusion, unless it's in order to get a soul for a very good fusion, such as Armons. But because I can do that through the tavern, I can put my focus elsewhere when it comes to using my energy and gems. And if you take a look at this, you can see that I'm at 2,300 points toward the 3,500 necessary for the prism crystals. Now, I don't highly value the prism crystals, but they're not bad. They're basically like getting a sacred shard, so it's pretty good. So this allows me to get several things. One is you can see that there is an immortal soul stone. And I said yesterday in my video that my focus is on number one, getting primal shards so that I can get mythical champions. And number two is on getting souls. So getting a immortal soul stone is super important. And since I'm going for the 2,600, I might as well get the 3,500. And it's much easier for me now that they have nerfed Sand Devil. Now, I have been able to beat Sand Devil 25 for quite some time, but my team was very, very slow. And fortunately, with the nerf of the Sand Devil, I was able to make it so that I can just do the duo of Godseeker and Drang. Before the nerf, I had to throw in Marishka to keep the team alive, but it made the team much, much slower. So now it's much faster. It's usually a little bit under 5 minutes, but it's around a 5-minute team. But it's a 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% team. But it's a 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 1 for now, at least it works. So good enough for now. But it makes these runs much faster. And because I am going to skip this Dungeon Divers tournament, I can focus that energy onto Sand Devil, which helps me get the Immortal Soul Stone, helps me get the Prism Shards, and it helps me get the, what do we got? The oils. I get the oils and the potions confused. Sure, I'm not the only one that forgets what all the resources in the game are called from time to time. So that yesterday I said that like I said, my two primary goals in this game right now is to get a mythical. So in order to get a mythical, I need to save up my primal shards. And my other goal is to get as many souls as I can. So getting Immortal Soul Stones is much, much better than getting Mortal Soul Stones. Eternal Soul Stones, I get one every 2 or 3 months. Like, those are pretty rare to come by unless you're spending a lot of money in the game. So my main focus is on getting the Mortals and the Immortals. And then my third focus after that is getting the oils and the potions necessary to upgrade my artifacts and accessories, because that's probably the third most important thing in the game right now for late game players. Is, you have to get the best champions, and the best champions right now are available only in primal shards, of course. And well, primal shards, and what's this other thing called? The remnant summon. But you get maybe 1 or 2 of those a month, even end game players, and it's only a 2.5% chance. So that's kind of secondary as far as trying to get the mythical champions. So those are my main focuses on the game. And by doing this summon rush tomorrow, I can skip the Dungeon Divers event. And possibly, if I go deep enough, I can skip the third Dungeon Divers event as well. We've got the Artifact Enhancement event coming up tomorrow. Fortunately, I have enough silver that I do not have to worry about that. So I can put the rest of my energy today and tomorrow, if necessary, toward the Sand Devil tournament. And that frees me up. So right now I've got 94 Ancient Shards. That's not actually enough to get all the way to the second set of 25 fragments. It'll get me pretty close. I do not want to use my Void Shards because I believe that there's going to be a 2x event for Void Shards coming up this weekend, and I'm getting fairly close to Mercy, so I am hoping that I get at least 1 Void Legendary champion this weekend. And so I'm going to have to end up possibly using Sacred Shards as well tomorrow, depending on if I end up going for 25 or 50 shards. So, as I said, I have changed my mind slightly on how I'm approaching these events, and I think it's really up to you to decide what kind of resources do you have, where can you spend them. Dungeon Divers is a pain, but as long as you have energy or gems, you can get through that easily enough. The hard thing for most players is having enough shards, and I have enough. Ancient shards are pretty easy to come by, and they're just not worth a lot these days. And sacred shards, they're a little harder to come by. It kind of pains me to have to spend them right now, but it's going to be another 3 or 4 weeks until the next fusion, so it's enough time to save up a few more sacred shards. So that's where I'm at in the game. That is what I am faced with tomorrow. I will be doing a bunch of summoning, so hopefully I get something out of my ancient shards. I feel like I'm due, but I really don't remember. Guess we'll find out tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Weather Wednesday. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will add to this number up above my head. Help me get that subscriber count up. I am trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of summer, and I hope you can help me out. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.